Hi everyone. Today we will talk about a very famous Google interview question, ugly number. So this problem is mentioned everywhere as a hard problem, but this is a very simple question. So let's first try to understand what the problem statement is. So we have to find the ugly number. So let's first understand what ugly number is. Ugly numbers are the numbers whose prime factors are 2, 3 or 5. For example, if we take 6 as example, right? So we can write 6 as 2 cross 2 cross 2, and which will be 2 raised to power 3 into 3 raised to power 0 into 5 raised to power 0. So definitely we can write in the form of factors of 2 or 3 or 5, right? So definitely 6 is a ugly number. And if I take example as 7, right? 7 I can't write in the factors of 2, 3, 5. So 7 is not ugly number. And if I take example as 12, right? So I can write 12 as 2 raised to power 4, 3 raised to power 0, and 5 raised to power 0. And I can also write 12 as 2 raised to power 1, 3 raised to power 2, and 5 raised to power 0. What does it mean is 2 raised to power 0 means 1, 1 into 6 into 1, and which will be 12, right? So 12 is definitely ugly number. Let's see now what's the requirement. So we have given a input and we and 7 and output is 8. So this means is we have to find the nth ugly number. So let's take an example. So it says that seventh ugly number is 8. So let me draw this array: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is my seventh position. So 1 is by nature it's a ugly number, and 2 is a factor of 2, right? 2 divided by 2 is equals to 1. So 2 is a ugly number. 3 is also a ugly number. Now let's calculate 4. 4 is 2 cross 2, right? It's a factor of 2, and so we can write 4 as a ugly number. And 5 is also from this set only, so 5 is a ugly number. And 6 we have seen already that it's a factor of 2, we can write in this format. And 7 is not a ugly number. Now we'll switch to next number, 8. 8 is again 2 cross 2 cross 2 cross 2, right? So next is 8. So that's the answer, that uh, seventh ugly number is 8. Okay. So this is all about the problem, and now we have to see how we can solve it. So if you see, right, we as a calculated for 6, right? If the one simple approach is like first thing comes into mind, right? If I keep on dividing the same number by like 2, right? Or 3 or 5, then that number, if it's divided fully, that means that number is a ugly number. For example, for 6, right? So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and again if I divide 3 by 3, answer is 1. If at the end it's divided fully and answer is 1, then that means that number is a ugly number. So we have to check for two things. If a remainder is 0, for example 9, right? So if you see 9 divided by 3, okay, so its remainder is 3. So again if I divide 3 by 3, so output is 1. So if output is 1, then that means that number is, if the number is divided fully, that means that number is a ugly number. This is a very simple thing. Keep on dividing the number if uh, by the by 2, 3 or 5, and if output comes as 1, then that means that number is a ugly number. Let me show you the code quickly. So this is a brute force method. So let's say I have to find the 15th, let's say 10th ugly number, okay? And this is the method get nth ugly number. Let's first see how to check whether number is a ugly number or not. We are passing n to this method, and there is a while loop, right? We keep on dividing the same number by itself, and by, for example, by all three, 2, 3, and 5. If at the end it returns 1, that means that number is a ugly number. For example, like for 9, right? If I pass 9 to this method, 9 modulo 2, right? So it's not 0, so it will definitely continue. 9 modulus 3, and is 0. So again, it will temp is equal to temp by 3. 9 divided by 3, temp will be 3. 3 modulus 3 equals to 0, right? It's divided fully. So again, we will again do the same thing. Temp equals to 3 by 3, which is 1. And at the end, if output is 1, then that means the number is ugly number. It's very simple. Okay, so now we have to, this is the actual method which I'm calling get nth ugly number. If number is less than 4, then just return the number. Like, for example, if somebody says you to find the third ugly number, so you know that all the three positions are fixed, right? 1, 2, 3. 1 is the ugly number, 2 is the ugly number, and 3 is the ugly number. So you can simply return from there where it goes. Yeah. Okay. And now, since we have to find the nth ugly number, for example, seventh ugly number, right? We will calculate all the numbers. I'm starting count from 3 because these three numbers I know that already ugly numbers, and there is no point of checking. I can simply return, and I'm starting from 3. That these are the uh, I'll just run the loop for the next numbers only. So what it's doing is one by one, it's checking for all the numbers like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again, if it's a ugly number, it's incrementing the count, and this is just um, uh, k is basically this index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. K is just to keep track of this, and count is if a number is a ugly number, count will be incremented. For example, 1, if 2 is a ugly number, count will be 2, and 3 is a ugly number. And for example, till 6 will have count as 6, and till this position count will have value 7. And we have to find the seventh ugly number. So if count becomes 7, we will just return this value, return the value of k, which is this counter. Okay, so this is a brute force solution, definitely not a good way, and this is the complexity of this method is very high. So now let's think about the optimal way of solving this problem. So let me, yep. So if we think about this problem, right? So these ugly numbers are all about factors of 2, 3, or 5. What if we derive the number from these factors only? For example, so it's mentioned that if numbers has factors of 2, 3, 5, then only the number is prime number. For example, so according to this statement, we can say that all the factors of 2 or all the factors of 3 and so on, and all the factors of 3 will be ugly numbers. For example, 3 cross 2 is 6, and 6 will be ugly number, and 3 cross 3 will be ugly number, and 5 cross 1, 5 cross 1, 5 cross 2, 10 will be ugly number, 5 cross 3. So basically factors of these 2 or 3 or 5 will definitely be a ugly number, because yeah, so because we can divide that number fully by one of these numbers, right? Now, the problem is we have to find the nth ugly number, right? Let me draw 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the problem with previous approach was like one by one we were calculating ugly like for example we have to like find the seventh ugly number, right? We were calculating all we were trying all the numbers below all the numbers one by one and till we get the count as seventh, like seventh ugly number. We were like hit and trying all the numbers. We were finding all the numbers till seventh. So now, but in this case, instead of trying everything, we can just find, we know that ugly number will definitely be a factor of 2, 3, or 5, right? So we can fill this array with uh, 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 like we can drive the we can fill the array and drive the ugly number from one of these factors. So what the approach we will take is, for example, as we know that one is a by nature it's a ugly number, right? Now we have to find the second ugly number. So ugly numbers are the factors of these three, and we can find the minimum of these. Definitely, minimum of these three will come first. So if we compare 2, 3, and 5, right? 2 is the minimum, so we can write simply 2 is the second, 2 will be the second ugly number. So it's crossed. Now we have three options. 2 cross 2 is 4, 3, and 5. 4, 3, and 5. So next minimum is 3. So 3 will be the next ugly number. And if I move ahead, 3 is calculated already, right? I'll just cross this. 2 cross 2, 4, 6, and 5. Three options we have, and 4 is definitely smaller than all. So I can just write 4 as next ugly number. And next is 6, 6, and 5. So 5 is the next smaller one. So I'll write 5 here. And I'm so sorry. Let me undo. Uh, we just filled 5, right? So next option is 6 and 10. 6, 6, and 10. So 6 is definitely smaller. So I'll cross both of these options because it's same, right? 6, 6 number is same. And next ugly number is 2 into 4. 2 into 4, which is 8. And next is 8, 9, and 10. 8 is definitely smaller, right? So 8, we will write 8. And yep, I'll keep on doing the same thing. If so, this is at the seventh position. So you can simply um, look at these factors and fill the this array and return simply from this position. So seventh ugly number is 8. We can say just simply return from the array, and this is the answer. So now let me quickly show you the code. Code is also very simple. Okay. Yep. So let me change this method. So if you see, we are storing the results in array, right? So I'm just declaring a ugly array, and first one is a ugly number, so just filling that ugly 0 equals to 1, and next is this next multiple of 2, multiple of 3, multiple of 5. We need this to calculate this, right? So that's what these variables are doing. And I20 is I50. This is just to keep track of the position. Like for example, I pick this number as a minimum, right? I have to like I'll just simply increment the count in that case if this is the number which I filled in the array. And if let's say 3 cross 2 is picked, then I'll just increment I3 here. And if 5 cross 1 is picked, I'll just increment I5 too. 2. Okay. So now whatever we were doing manually, the same thing goes here. So we are starting from position 1 because array indexes start from 0. So I'm starting from position 1 and I'm picking the minimum from multiple of 2, 3, and 5. Whatever is the minimum, I'm just stating that that number is my next ugly number. For example, next multiple of 2 is 2, 3 or 5. It will just choose this one. 2 is the minimum. So next ugly number will be 2. It will just fill ugly I equals to 2. And now it will see if we have the number which we selected. Is that the multiple of 2? Yes, right. We selected 2 and 2 is the one which we filled and just compare. And if that's the number, we will just increment I2 plus 1. We'll just simply move to next number and we'll calculate the next multiple of 2. Now it will be 2 cross 2, 4, right? 2 cross 2. So if the number which we selected is a multiple of 3, for example, if we selected 3, right, it will go into this if condition. It will increment I3 plus 1, and again it will calculate the next multiple of 3, and same thing for 5. And at the end, because array index starts from 0, right? So if we have to return seventh ugly number, so we'll definitely return the will definitely return the n minus 1 1th position. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 sixth position we will return, right? The number which is on sixth position. So that's the reason I'm doing ugly n minus 1. So this method has definitely we are using additional space to store the ugly number. So space complexity will be O of n, and time complexity, because we are iterating over n numbers, right? So time complexity will also be O of n. So this question I have checked in my GitHub account. So you can look at the code. Both the methods I have like implemented, brute force and optimize. You can go through this link. I'll add this in video description. Okay, that's all about this question. So if you liked my video, please give me thumbs up. And if you want to see more such Google questions, or then you can just subscribe my channel, and that will also motivate me to make more such videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.